Horse's secret signal leads lonely girl to save a millionaire in the middle of a deadly storm. The wind whispered through the leaves of the ancient oak trees that lined the meadows surrounding Lily's home, their branches swaying gently in the afternoon breeze. Lily, a young girl with a heart full of dreams and a spirit as wild as the horses she loved, sat perched on the weathered fence, her gaze lost in the distant horizon, where the rolling hills of the Appalachian Mountains met the vast expanse of the sky. Lily, her long blonde hair flowing in the wind, her eyes the color of a summer sky, was a solitary figure in the rural landscape. She had always been a dreamer, her imagination fueled by the stories she read in her worn collection of books, her spirit yearning for adventures beyond the confines of her small town. She loved the outdoors, the freedom of exploring the fields and forests that surrounded her home, the thrill of discovering hidden trails and secret meadows. She would spend hours wandering the countryside, her bicycle her trusty steed, her imagination her guide, her heart filled with a longing for connection and a sense of belonging. But Lily's world was also touched by a quiet sadness, a loneliness that stemmed from the absence of friends and the challenges she faced in navigating a world that often seemed indifferent to her unique perspective. She had been born with a rare condition that affected her mobility, her legs weak and unsteady, her steps a constant struggle against the limitations of her physical body. She had learned to adapt, her wheelchair her chariot, her spirit refusing to be confined by the challenges she faced. But the whispers of isolation often echoed in her heart, her dreams a refuge from the reality that sometimes felt too harsh, too unforgiving. She found solace in her connection to nature, the animals her constant companions, their presence a balm to her loneliness, their unconditional love a testament to the enduring power of friendship. She would spend hours in the barn, grooming the horses, whispering secrets into their ears, their gentle eyes reflecting her own yearning for understanding and acceptance. She dreamed of owning a horse of her own, a magnificent creature that would share her adventures, a loyal companion who would understand her spirit, a friend who would carry her beyond the boundaries of her physical limitations. And as she sat on the fence that afternoon, her gaze lost in the distant horizon, her heart filled with a longing for connection, a flicker of hope ignited within her, a premonition of a chance encounter that would change her life forever. The sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the fields, painting the landscape in hues of orange and purple. Lily, her thoughts still adrift in her dreams of a horse of her own, reluctantly turned towards home, her wheelchair leaving a trail in the soft earth, its rhythmic squeaks a lonely symphony in the quiet countryside. As she neared the edge of the woods, a flash of movement caught her eye, a dark shape silhouetted against the fading light. She paused, her curiosity piqued, her gaze fixed on the figure that emerged from the shadows. It was a horse, its coat a patchwork of brown and white, its mane and tail tangled and matted, its body bearing the scars of neglect and hardship. It limped towards her, its movements labored, its eyes filled with a mix of fear and desperation. Lily, her heart filled with compassion, wheeled closer, her voice a soft murmur in the stillness. "Hello there," she whispered, her words carrying a gentle warmth that reached the horse's ears. "Are you lost? Are you hurt?" The horse, its ears twitching, its head lowered, approached cautiously, its nostrils testing the air, its eyes searching hers with a wary curiosity. Lily, her hand reaching out tentatively, gently stroked its velvety nose, her touch a silent offering of comfort and reassurance. The horse, its initial apprehension fading, leaned into her touch, its breath warm against her skin, its eyes reflecting a glimmer of trust. Lily, her heart melting with empathy, felt a connection to the creature, its vulnerability mirroring her own challenges, its loneliness echoing her own yearning for companionship. She examined the horse, her gentle hands tracing the contours of its body, her eyes searching for any signs of injury. She found a deep gash on its leg, the flesh raw and infected, the pain evident in the horse's labored movements. She knew she had to help, to find a way to ease its suffering, to offer it the care and shelter it desperately needed. But she was alone, her resources limited, her knowledge of veterinary care rudimentary at best. She looked towards the distant farmhouse, its lights a beacon of hope in the gathering darkness. She thought of her parents, their love and support a constant source of strength, their willingness to help those in need a reflection of the values they had instilled in her. She made a decision, a bold and courageous choice that defied her physical limitations and the fear that whispered in her heart. She would take the horse home. She would seek help from her parents. She would do everything in her power to save this creature that had stumbled into her life, its presence a spark of hope in the face of her own loneliness. She coaxed the horse to follow her, her voice a gentle reassurance, her wheelchair leading the way through the darkening woods. The horse, its trust in her growing with each step, followed hesitantly, its injured leg a painful reminder of its vulnerability. They reached the farmhouse, its warm lights welcoming them like a beacon in the night. Lily's parents, their faces etched with concern, rushed out to greet her, their eyes widening in surprise at the sight of the injured horse. Lily, her voice filled with emotion, explained the situation, her words tumbling over each other in her haste to convey the urgency of the horse's condition. Her parents, their hearts touched by her compassion and determination, readily agreed to help, their love for their daughter and their shared respect for all creatures guiding their actions. They led the horse into the barn, its spacious stalls offering a temporary haven. They examined its injuries, their concern growing with each discovery. They cleaned and bandaged the wounds, their touch gentle and reassuring, their voices carrying a soothing calm that eased the horse's fear. And as the night deepened, the family gathered around the injured creature, their presence a comforting warmth in the face of its pain and vulnerability. They knew that the road to recovery would be long and challenging, but their determination to help this creature, this unexpected gift that had entered their lives, was unwavering. Their shared compassion, a testament to the enduring power of connection and the resilience of the human and animal spirit. The barn, usually a place of quiet routine and the comforting scent of hay, now held an air of anxious concern. Lily, her parents, and their old farmhand, Thomas, worked tirelessly through the night, tending to the injured horse. They cleaned the deep gash on its leg, their faces grim as they assessed the damage. The bone was fractured, infection a looming threat. They applied poultices and bandages, their touch gentle despite the urgency of the situation. They spoke to the horse in soothing tones, their voices a balm against its fear and pain. Lily, her heart aching for the creature's suffering, refused to leave its side. She sat beside its stall, her wheelchair pulled close, her hand resting on its flank, feeling the rise and fall of its breath, the tremor of its muscles as it battled against pain and exhaustion. She whispered stories to the horse, tales of courage and resilience, her voice a soothing melody in the quiet barn. She sang softly, her favorite lullabies echoing through the stalls, a comforting presence in the darkness. As the first rays of dawn peeked through the cracks in the barn walls, a sense of weary hope settled over them. The horse had survived the night, its breathing more even, its eyes less frantic. Lily's father, a veterinarian by trade though long retired, examined the injured leg, his brow furrowed with concern, but a glimmer of optimism in his eyes. "It's a bad break," he admitted, his voice gruff but gentle. "But I think we can save the leg. It'll be a long road to recovery, but this horse has a strong spirit. I can see it in his eyes." Lily, her heart soaring with relief, "I promise." They named the horse Patches, a testament to his unique coat, a patchwork of brown and white that resembled the rolling hills of their beloved countryside. And so began their journey together, a bond forged in the crucible of suffering and compassion, a testament to the enduring power of connection between humans and animals. Lily dedicated herself to Patches's recovery, her days now filled with a newfound purpose. She would spend hours in the barn, grooming his coat, talking to him, reading to him, her presence a constant source of comfort and reassurance. She would help her father with his treatments. Her small hands surprisingly strong as she assisted with cleaning and bandaging the injured leg. Her knowledge of anatomy gleaned from her father's old veterinary textbooks now put to practical use. Her voice echoing through the barn, her melodies a soothing balm to his weary soul. And as the weeks turned into months, Patches's recovery progressed. His leg healing, his spirit rekindled by Lily's unwavering devotion and the loving care of her family. He would greet her with a gentle nicker each morning, his eyes reflecting a deep gratitude and affection. He would follow her around the paddock, his presence a comforting shadow, his occasional nudge a playful reminder of their bond. He would graze peacefully in the sunshine, his coat gleaming with health, his movements a testament to the resilience of his spirit and the healing power of human compassion. As the bond between Lily and Patches deepened, a strange phenomenon began to weave its way into Lily's nights. She started having vivid dreams, recurring visions that both fascinated and disturbed her. In these dreams, she would find herself riding Patches through a dark and stormy forest, the wind howling through the trees, the rain lashing down, the path ahead obscured by a thick fog. Patches, his eyes gleaming with an eerie luminescence, would lead her through the treacherous terrain, his hooves finding sure footing on the slippery slopes, his powerful body a beacon of strength in the face of the storm's fury. They would climb higher and higher, the forest growing darker, the sounds of the storm intensifying, the air thick with a sense of foreboding. And then, they would reach a clearing, its darkness illuminated by a flash of lightning, revealing a figure lying on the ground, its form obscured by the shadows, its cries for help echoing through the storm's chaos. Lily, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and compassion, would urge Patches forward, their shared determination to reach the unknown figure a driving force in the dream's narrative. She would wake up with a gasp, her body trembling, her heart racing, the images of the dream lingering in her mind, their vividness a stark contrast to the peaceful tranquility of her bedroom. She would try to dismiss the dreams as mere figments of her imagination, but their persistence, their recurring nature, their unsettling realism, left her with a nagging sense of unease. She shared her dreams with her parents, their faces etched with concern as they listened to her recount the vivid details, their voices offering comfort and reassurance. They suggested that the dreams might be a manifestation of her anxieties, her subconscious processing the trauma of her own accident, the fear of vulnerability and dependence that lingered within her. But Lily, her intuition whispering a different truth, couldn't shake the feeling that the dreams held a deeper meaning, a message, a premonition of something yet to come. She felt a connection to Patches in those dreams, his presence a guiding force, his determination a reflection of her own spirit. She began to pay closer attention to the dreams, recording the details in a journal, her words capturing the vivid imagery, the emotions, the sense of urgency that permeated each vision. She would study the entries, searching for clues, for patterns, for any hint of meaning that might unravel the mystery of their recurring nature. And as the days turned into weeks, and the dreams continued to haunt her nights, a growing sense of foreboding settled over her, a premonition of a storm brewing on the horizon, a challenge that would test the limits of her courage, her bond with Patches, and the strength of their connection to the wilderness that surrounded their mountain home. The storm arrived with a vengeance, its fury unleashed upon the mountains with a ferocity that mirrored the growing unease in Lily's heart. The sky, once a canvas of serene blue, transformed into a menacing spectacle of swirling grays and ominous blacks, the clouds gathering like an angry mob on the horizon. The wind, usually a gentle caress through the fields of wildflowers, now howled like a banshee, its voice a chorus of destruction, whipping the trees into a frenzy, their branches swaying precariously under the onslaught. The rain lashed down, its relentless drumming against the roof of the farmhouse a deafening symphony of nature's power. Lily, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and a strange sense of recognition, watched the storm unfold from her bedroom window, the raindrops tracing rivulets on the glass, their patterns mimicking the tears that streamed down her face. The dream, its vivid images now a haunting reality, filled her mind, its message of impending danger echoing through her thoughts. She thought of Patches, his restlessness growing with the storm's intensity, his whinnies carrying a note of anxiety that mirrored her own. She longed to be with him, to offer him comfort, to share the burden of fear that weighed heavily on her heart. But her parents, their faces etched with concern, had forbidden her from venturing outside, their protectiveness a barrier against the storm's fury. They knew the dangers of the mountains, the unpredictable nature of the weather, the potential for flash floods and landslides that could sweep away anything in their path. They had secured the house, boarded up the windows, and brought the animals into the barn, their safety a priority in the face of the elements' wrath. They huddled together in the living room, the fireplace crackling a defiant warmth against the storm's chill, their voices a soothing murmur against the howling wind and the relentless drumming of the rain. Lily, her wheelchair positioned near the window, her gaze fixed on the raging storm, felt a growing sense of helplessness, her physical limitations a frustrating reminder of her dependence on others. She longed to be out there, in the heart of the wilderness, facing the storm's fury alongside Patches, their shared courage a testament to their bond. But she also knew that her parents were right, that her safety was their priority, that their love for her was a shield against the dangers that lurked beyond the walls of their home. She closed her eyes, her imagination taking flight, her spirit soaring with Patches through the storm-ravaged landscape, their shared journey a testament to the enduring power of connection and the resilience of the human and animal spirit. And as the storm raged on, its fury shaking the very foundations of their mountain home, Lily's heart pounded with a mix of fear and anticipation, her dreams and the reality of the storm merging into a symphony of emotions that would lead her on an unexpected journey, a quest to fulfill a destiny she had never imagined. The storm raged through the night, its fury unrelenting, its symphony of wind and rain a relentless assault on the senses. Lily, her sleep disturbed by the cacophony, tossed and turned in her bed, her dreams a kaleidoscope of swirling clouds, crashing trees, and the haunting image of Patches leading her through a dark and treacherous forest. She awoke with a start, her heart pounding, her breath catching in her throat. The dream, its vivid details still lingering in her mind, had left her with a sense of unease, a premonition of danger that echoed the storm's fury. She listened intently, her ears straining to decipher the sounds that filtered through the howling wind and the relentless drumming of the rain. And then, she heard it, a faint cry, a desperate plea for help that seemed to pierce through the chaos, its source a distant echo in the storm-ravaged night. Lily, her instincts piqued, her curiosity overriding her fear, rose from her bed and wheeled herself towards the window. She peered out into the darkness, her eyes struggling to penetrate the veil of rain and swirling snow, her heart pounding with a mix of apprehension and a growing sense of urgency. The cry came again, its sound closer now, its desperation more pronounced, its plea for help a beacon in the storm's chaos. Lily, her determination fueled by the dream's haunting message and her own compassionate spirit, knew she had to act, to follow the cry, to seek out the source of its distress, to offer whatever assistance she could in the face of the unknown danger. She wheeled herself out of her room, her movements silent in the sleeping house, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and excitement. She found her parents huddled in the living room, their faces etched with worry, their voices hushed as they discussed the storm's intensity and the potential dangers it posed. Lily, her voice trembling slightly, interrupted their conversation, her words carrying a conviction that belied her young age. "I hear someone calling for help," she said, her eyes pleading for their understanding. "I need to go out there. I need to help." Her parents, their protective instincts battling with their admiration for her courage and compassion, hesitated, their faces reflecting the conflict between their desire to keep her safe and their understanding of her unwavering spirit. But Lily, her determination unwavering, her heart filled with a sense of purpose, would not be deterred. She spoke of her dream, its recurring images now a clear message, its guidance a beacon in the storm's chaos. She spoke of the cry for help, its desperation a plea she couldn't ignore, its source a mystery she had to unravel. Her parents, their hearts touched by her conviction, their trust in her judgment and her bond with Patches unwavering, finally relented. They helped her bundle up in warm clothes, her wheelchair equipped with snow tires and a powerful flashlight, their voices filled with a mix of anxiety and pride as they watched her venture out into the storm. Lily, her heart pounding with a mix of fear and determination, followed the sound of the cries, her wheelchair navigating the treacherous terrain, its wheels crunching through the snow and ice, its path illuminated by the flashlight's beam. Patches, his instincts mirroring her own, followed closely behind, his powerful body a reassuring presence in the darkness, his warm breath a comfort against the biting wind. And as they journeyed deeper into the storm-ravaged wilderness, their figures silhouetted against the backdrop of the raging elements, their quest became a testament to the enduring power of compassion, the unwavering spirit of a young girl, and the loyal companionship of a horse that would lead them towards a destiny they had never imagined. The cries led Lily and Patches through a maze of winding paths and treacherous slopes, their journey a testament to their courage and determination in the face of the storm's fury. The wind howled through the trees, its icy breath whipping the snow into a blinding frenzy, its mournful cries echoing through the valleys and canyons. The rain lashed down, its relentless drumming against the leaves and branches creating a deafening symphony of nature's power. The ground beneath their wheels and hooves was treacherous, the mud and ice making each step a gamble against the risk of slipping and falling into the darkness. But Lily, her spirit undeterred, her heart filled with a sense of purpose, pressed on, her hands gripping the wheels of her wheelchair with a firm resolve, her eyes fixed on the faint glow of her flashlight, its beam cutting through the darkness, illuminating the path ahead. Patches, his powerful body a steady presence beside her, his keen senses alert to the dangers of the terrain, followed closely, his hooves finding purchase on the slippery slopes, his warm breath a comforting reassurance against the biting wind. They reached a clearing, its darkness punctuated by the faint outline of a large house, its windows glowing with a warm light, its chimney emitting a plume of smoke that curled upwards, a beacon of hope in the storm's chaos. Lily, her heart pounding with a mix of anticipation and apprehension, guided Patches towards the house, their approach a silent intrusion into the unknown. They reached the porch, its wooden steps slick with rain, its railing offering a precarious support as Lily maneuvered her wheelchair towards the front door. She knocked hesitantly, her knuckles rapping against the wood, the sound a faint echo in the storm's symphony. A moment of silence followed, the only sound the relentless drumming of the rain and the howling wind. Then the door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit hallway, its shadows concealing the figure that stood silhouetted against the warm glow emanating from within. "Hello," Lily called out, her voice a tentative whisper in the darkness. "Is anyone there?" A cough, a raspy sound that spoke of age and frailty, echoed from within the house, followed by a shuffling of footsteps and a muffled groan. A figure emerged from the shadows, its form hunched and frail, its face etched with lines of worry and pain. It was an elderly man, his hair as white as the snow that swirled outside, his eyes filled with a mix of surprise and relief at the sight of Lily and Patches standing on his doorstep. He leaned heavily on a cane, his body trembling with weakness, his voice a raspy whisper as he greeted them. Who's there?" he asked, his words barely audible above the storm's roar. Lily, her heart filled with compassion, introduced herself, her voice carrying a warmth that belied the chilling air. "I'm Lily," she said, her words echoing through the hallway. "I heard someone calling for help. Are you all right?" The man, his eyes widening with recognition, his face etched with a mix of disbelief and gratitude, nodded weakly. "Yes," he croaked, his voice barely a whisper. I'm injured. I fell down the stairs. I can't get up." Lily, her instincts kicking in, her determination to help overriding her fear, wheeled herself into the house, Patches following closely behind, his presence a comforting reassurance in the unfamiliar surroundings. She surveyed the scene, her eyes adjusting to the dim light, her heart sinking as she took in the man's predicament. He lay sprawled on the floor, his leg twisted at an unnatural angle, his face contorted in pain, his body shivering with cold and shock. Lily, her medical knowledge limited but her compassion boundless, knew she had to act quickly. She couldn't leave him there, injured and vulnerable, in the midst of the raging storm. She introduced herself properly, explaining that she and Patches had been drawn to his cries for help, their presence a beacon of hope in his moment of despair. The man, his eyes filled with gratitude, introduced himself as Mr. Thompson, a reclusive author whose solitary existence had been shattered by the storm's fury. Lily, her heart touched by his vulnerability, his story resonating with her own experiences of isolation and the challenges of navigating a world that often seemed indifferent to those who were different, felt a connection to him, a shared understanding that transcended their age and circumstances. She knew she had to help him, to get him to safety, to provide him with the care he needed. But the storm raged outside, the roads impassable, the phone lines down, their isolation a daunting reality in the face of his injuries. She looked at Patches, his eyes reflecting the flickering firelight, his presence a comforting warmth in the face of the unknown. She knew she couldn't do this alone. She needed his help, his strength, his loyalty, his connection to the wilderness that had guided them to this moment. And as she looked into his eyes, a silent understanding passed between them, a bond forged in the crucible of compassion and courage, a shared determination to face the challenges ahead, to defy the odds, and to emerge from the storm's fury with a renewed sense of hope and the enduring power of connection. The storm raged outside, its fury echoing through the canyons and valleys, its relentless assault on the mountains a symphony of nature's power. Inside the cave, a different kind of storm brewed, a tempest of emotions unleashed by the unexpected encounter and the shared struggle for survival. Lily, her young heart filled with a mix of fear and compassion, tended to Mr. Thompson's injuries, her small hands surprisingly deft as she cleaned and bandaged his wounds, her voice a soothing balm against his pain and anxiety. Mr. Thompson, his body weakened by his injuries and the shock of the fall, found solace in her presence, her gentle touch and kind words a reminder of the humanity he had retreated from in his years of self-imposed isolation. He had always been a solitary man, his life dedicated to his writing, his world confined to the walls of his secluded estate. But the storm, with its destructive power, had shattered his isolation, forcing him to confront his vulnerability, his dependence on others, his need for connection. And in Lily, this young girl who had braved the elements to rescue him, he saw a reflection of the compassion and resilience he had long denied himself. He shared his story with her, his voice raspy but filled with a newfound openness, his words painting a picture of a life marked by success and acclaim, but also by a deep loneliness and a yearning for connection that had remained unfulfilled. He spoke of his childhood, his passion for books and stories, his dreams of becoming a writer, his early success that had brought him fame and fortune but had also isolated him from the world. He spoke of his marriage, his wife's passing, the grief that had driven him further into his shell of solitude. And he spoke of his writing, his characters, the worlds he had created, the emotions he had explored, his words a testament to his ability to connect with others through the power of storytelling, yet also a reflection of his own inability to forge meaningful connections in his own life. Lily, her heart touched by his vulnerability, her own experiences of loneliness and isolation resonating with his story, listened intently, her eyes reflecting the flickering flames of the campfire, her presence a silent comfort in the darkness. She shared her own story, her voice filled with a quiet strength, her words painting a picture of a life marked by physical challenges, but also by a deep connection to nature, a love for animals, and an unwavering determination to live life to the fullest. She spoke of her parents, their love and support a constant source of strength, their encouragement fueling her dreams. She spoke of Patches, her loyal companion, his presence a reminder of the healing power of connection, his role in their rescue a testament to the enduring bond between humans and animals. And as they shared their stories, their voices echoing through the cave, their words weaving a tapestry of shared experiences and unspoken understanding, a connection blossomed between them, a bond forged in the crucible of adversity, a friendship that transcended the boundaries of age and circumstance. And in the midst of their conversation, a revelation emerged, a twist of fate that intertwined their lives in a way neither of them could have imagined. Lily, her curiosity piqued by a familiar detail in Mr. Thompson's story, a name that resonated with her own family history, questioned him further, her voice filled with a mix of disbelief and a growing sense of wonder. "Mr. Thompson," she asked, her voice hesitant, "did you say your wife's name was Eleanor?" Mr. Thompson, his eyes widening with surprise, nodded slowly. "Yes," he replied, his voice a hoarse whisper. Eleanor Davies. Why do you ask?" Lily, her heart pounding with a mix of excitement and apprehension, took a deep breath, her words tumbling out in a rush of revelation. "My grandmother," she explained, her voice trembling with emotion. "Her name was Eleanor Davies, too. She was a writer. She wrote children's books." Mr. Thompson, his face pale with shock, his eyes filled with a dawning realization, stared at her, his voice barely a whisper. And your last name?" he asked, his words barely audible. "Miller," Lily replied, her voice filled with a sense of wonder. Lily Miller. A silence filled the cave, the weight of their discovery hanging heavy in the air. Mr. Thompson, his mind racing, his heart pounding with a mix of emotions, reached into his pocket, his trembling fingers retrieving a worn leather wallet. He opened it, revealing a faded photograph, its edges frayed, its image a testament to a past he had long cherished. He handed the photograph to Lily, his voice a choked whisper. This is my wife, Eleanor," he said, his eyes filled with tears. "And this?" He pointed to a young girl with bright eyes and a mischievous grin, her arms wrapped around a golden retriever puppy. "This is her granddaughter, Lily." Lily, her own eyes widening with disbelief, stared at the photograph, her heart pounding with a mix of shock and a profound sense of connection. The girl in the photograph, her resemblance to Lily uncanny, her smile a mirror to her own, was her mother, her namesake, her connection to the man who lay beside her, injured and vulnerable, a stranger who was now revealed to be her grandfather. The truth, a twist of fate that had brought them together in the most unexpected of circumstances, hung in the air, its revelation a beacon of hope in the darkness, a promise of healing and connection that transcended the boundaries of time and the tragedies that had shaped their lives. The revelation of their shared family history hung in the air, a fragile thread connecting Lily and Mr. Thompson, the lonely girl and the reclusive author, in the heart of the storm-ravaged wilderness. A wave of emotions washed over them, disbelief, astonishment, and a burgeoning sense of wonder at the intricate tapestry woven by fate. Lily, her young mind struggling to comprehend the magnitude of the discovery, looked at Mr. Thompson, her eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and a newfound affection. She saw in him not just a stranger she had rescued, but a grandfather she had never known, a link to her mother's past, a piece of her own history that had been hidden from her. Mr. Thompson, his heart swelling with a mix of joy and regret, gazed at Lily, her resemblance to his late wife uncanny, her spirit a reflection of the granddaughter he had never met. He saw in her a second chance, an opportunity to connect with the family he had distanced himself from, a chance to heal the wounds of the past and embrace the love that had eluded him for so long. They shared stories of Eleanor, their voices echoing through the cave, their words painting a vivid picture of the woman who had touched their lives in such profound ways. Lily spoke of her grandmother's adventurous spirit, her love for the mountains, her passion for horses, her gentle nature that had nurtured Lily's own love for the natural world. Mr. Thompson recounted his wife's kindness, her intelligence, her unwavering support for his writing, her laughter that had filled their home with warmth and joy. He spoke of their shared dreams, their travels, their love for animals, their regret at not having children of their own, a void that Lily's presence now filled with a bittersweet sense of fulfillment. They talked for hours, the storm raging outside a distant echo to the storm of emotions that raged within them. They shared their fears, their hopes, their dreams, their vulnerabilities, their voices weaving a tapestry of connection and understanding that transcended the boundaries of their unexpected encounter. Lily, her heart filled with a newfound love for her grandfather, felt a sense of belonging she had never known before. She saw in him a kindred spirit, a fellow dreamer, a kindred soul who understood her connection to the wilderness, her passion for animals, her yearning for adventure. Mr. Thompson, his heart thawing under the warmth of her affection, felt a sense of redemption, a release from the isolation he had imposed upon himself. He saw in Lily a reflection of the family he had lost, a chance to reconnect with the love and joy that had eluded him for so long. And as the storm finally began to subside, its fury replaced by a gentle rain that cleansed the landscape, they emerged from the cave, their hands clasped together, their bond a beacon of hope in the aftermath of the storm. They looked at the world with new eyes, their perspectives forever changed by their shared experience, their hearts filled with a newfound appreciation for the enduring power of family and the unexpected connections that could blossom in the most unlikely of circumstances. The storm's aftermath revealed a landscape transformed. Trees lay uprooted, their branches scattered like broken limbs. The creek, swollen with rainwater, raged through the valley, its currents carrying debris and the remnants of the storm's fury. The once familiar paths were now treacherous and unfamiliar, their contours altered by the landslides and erosion that had reshaped the terrain. But amidst the devastation, a sense of renewal lingered in the air. The sun, emerging from behind the retreating storm clouds, cast a warm glow on the battered landscape, its rays a promise of healing and rebirth. The birds, their songs a symphony of resilience, returned to the trees, their melodies a testament to the enduring spirit of life. Lily, her wheelchair abandoned in the collapsed cave, rode on Patches's back. Her leaned heavily on her father's arm, his steps slow and painful, but his spirit lifted by the warmth of their connection. They made their way back to the farmhouse, their journey a testament to their resilience and the enduring power of hope. They were greeted with open arms by Lily's mother, her face etched with worry but her eyes filled with relief at their safe return. The farmhouse, though battered by the storm, offered a haven of warmth and comfort. Lily's mother, her nurturing instincts taking over, tended to Mr. Thompson's injuries, her gentle touch and soothing voice a balm to his pain and exhaustion. Lily, her heart filled with a newfound love for her grandfather, sat by his side, her hand resting on his arm, her presence a silent reassurance of their connection. She shared stories of her life, her adventures with Patches, her dreams for the future, her voice a vibrant melody in the quiet room. Mr. Thompson, his heart warmed by her presence, listened intently, his eyes twinkling with a newfound joy, his spirit reawakened by the connection he had found with his granddaughter. He shared his own stories, his regrets fading into the background, his words painting a picture of a life filled with passion and creativity, his wisdom a gift to the young girl who had brought him back from the brink. They spoke of Eleanor, her memory a shared treasure, her love a bridge between them. Lily learned about her grandmother's childhood, her dreams, her struggles, her triumphs, her spirit a guiding light in the darkness. Mr. Thompson discovered the granddaughter he had never known, her resilience and compassion a reflection of his late wife, her presence a healing balm to his wounded heart. And as the days turned into weeks, their bond deepened, their shared experiences weaving a tapestry of love and understanding. They explored the countryside together, Lily guiding Mr. Thompson's wheelchair along the familiar paths, their laughter echoing through the fields and forests, their connection a testament to the enduring power of family and the healing balm of companionship. The storm had passed, leaving behind a trail of destruction but also a sense of renewal. The landscape, though scarred, was already showing signs of healing, the wildflowers blooming in vibrant defiance of the recent chaos, the trees reaching towards the sky with a renewed vigor. Lily and Mr. Thompson, their bond strengthened by their shared ordeal, found solace in each other's company, their connection a beacon of hope in the aftermath of the storm. They spent their days exploring the countryside, their laughter echoing through the valleys, their shared love for nature a testament to the enduring power of connection. Lily, her wheelchair now a symbol of her resilience rather than her limitations, guided Mr. Thompson along the familiar paths, her knowledge of the terrain a testament to her years of exploration and her deep connection to the land. She shared her secrets with him, her favorite spots for birdwatching, the hidden meadows where wildflowers bloomed in a riot of colors, the ancient trees that whispered stories of the past. Mr. Thompson, his heart filled with a newfound appreciation for the beauty that surrounded him, listened intently, his eyes twinkling with wonder, his spirit reawakened by the vibrant energy of his granddaughter. He shared his own stories, his words painting vivid pictures of the worlds he had created in his books, his characters coming to life in the landscapes they explored together. They would often pause by the creek, its waters now calm and clear, its gentle murmur a soothing symphony in the quiet afternoon. Lily would dip her fingers in the cool water, her touch a gentle caress on its surface, while Mr. Thompson would close his eyes, his senses filled with the sounds of nature, his mind conjuring images of the stories they had shared. They would talk for hours, their conversations a blend of shared memories, dreams for the future, and a deep appreciation for the beauty and fragility of life. Lily, her youthful curiosity and boundless enthusiasm, inspired Mr. Thompson, his own creative spirit rekindled by her presence. He began to write again, his words flowing onto the pages, his stories now infused with a newfound vibrancy, his characters reflecting the strength and resilience he had witnessed in Lily and the natural world that surrounded them. He shared his stories with Lily, her feedback a source of inspiration and encouragement, her enthusiasm a testament to the power of their connection. Together, they embarked on a new project, a children's book that celebrated the beauty of the Appalachian Mountains and the creatures that called it home. They spent hours researching the local flora and fauna. Her wheelchair navigating the narrow aisles with ease would guide Mr. Thompson towards the shelves, her knowledge of the library's collection a testament to her love for books and her years spent exploring its treasures. They would spend hours poring over books, their shared passion for stories a bridge between their generations, their laughter echoing through the library, their connection a beacon of light in the quiet sanctuary of knowledge. And as the book took shape, its pages filled with vibrant illustrations and heartwarming tales of animal adventures, Lily and Mr. Thompson realized that they were creating more than just a story. They were building a legacy, a testament to their shared love for the mountains, their connection to the natural world, their belief in the enduring power of hope and resilience. The book, a labor of love and a testament to their shared journey, was finally completed. Its pages, filled with vibrant illustrations and heartwarming stories, captured the essence of the Appalachian Mountains, their beauty, their resilience, and the creatures that called them home. Lily and Mr. Thompson, their hearts filled with pride and anticipation, held a book launch at the local library, the community gathering to celebrate their accomplishment. The room was filled with townsfolk, their faces beaming with smiles, their applause echoing through the halls as Lily and Mr. Thompson shared their story, their voices a testament to the enduring power of connection and the transformative power of nature. The book became a local bestseller, its popularity spreading beyond the confines of their small town, its message of hope and resilience resonating with readers of all ages. Lily and Mr. Thompson were invited to schools and libraries across the state, their presentations captivating young audiences, their stories inspiring a new generation of nature lovers and advocates for the preservation of the wilderness. They used their platform to raise awareness about the importance of protecting the environment, their voices joining the chorus of those who sought to preserve the delicate balance of nature for future generations. They organized community events, their efforts bringing people together, their shared passion for the mountains creating a sense of unity and purpose. They established a foundation in Eleanor's name, its mission to support animal shelters and wildlife rehabilitation centers, its legacy a testament to her love for animals and her desire to make a difference in the world. They donated a portion of the proceeds from their book to the foundation, their generosity inspiring others to contribute to the cause, their actions a ripple effect of kindness and compassion. And as the years passed, their legacy grew, their story becoming a cherished part of the town's folklore, their names synonymous with the enduring power of connection and the transformative power of nature. Lily, her spirit as bright as the mountain wildflowers, continued to explore the wilderness, her wheelchair now a symbol of her resilience and her determination to overcome any obstacle. She became a renowned wildlife biologist, her research contributing to the understanding and protection of endangered species, her passion for the natural world a guiding light in her life. Mr. Thompson, his heart filled with a newfound joy and purpose, continued to write, his stories now infused with the wisdom and compassion he had gained through his connection with Lily and the healing power of nature. He became a beloved author, his books touching the hearts of readers around the world, his words a testament to the enduring power of love and the resilience of the human spirit. And in the quiet moments, when the wind whispered through the trees and the sun cast its golden glow on the land, they would often find themselves together, their laughter echoing through the valleys, their bond a testament to the unexpected connections that could blossom in the most unlikely of circumstances. They had found each other, a lonely girl and a reclusive author, their lives intertwined by a twist of fate, their shared journey a testament to the enduring power of love, loyalty, and the transformative power of nature. And as they stood together on the mountaintop, their gazes sweeping across the breathtaking panorama, their hearts filled with gratitude for the gift of their connection, they knew that their story would live on, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come.